Alright, so Jiri Prochazka is going to be fighting Jamahal Hill at UFC 311, and this is a great matchup, okay? We have two former champs who both vacated their belt because of an injury. This fight would have been so crazy if it happened before Alex Pereira came along. Anyway, I want to give my breakdown for it. Let me know who you're picking in this fight, whether it's Jiri Prochazka or Jamahal Hill. And while you're down there, I'd appreciate if you could like and subscribe. We're really close to 460 subs, and also really close to 500 subs. Anyway, let me get into it. Like I said earlier, this fight would have been crazy if it just happened before Alex Pereira came along, because, bro, both these guys had crazy amounts of aura. Okay, Jamahal Hill maybe not as much, but Jiri Prochazka had crazy aura, and both these guys had the exact same story. The storyline for this fight would have been insane, but then both these guys lost all their aura when they got like flatlined by Alex Pereira, okay? Jiri Prochazka literally lost his antenna, and Jamahal Hill, the whole like chin thing, and on top of that, bro, was literally the highlight of the year. That's how bad that knockout was. Like, both these guys have lost their aura completely, and this fight is just, it's not the same, but it's still a great fight, okay? But this is like one of the hardest fights I've ever had to pick, okay? Because both these guys, like, neither of these guys have a real like path to victory that I can clearly see. Like, it's just kind of who you like more at this point, bro, okay? But I am going to be picking Jiri, okay? And I'm not really too sure why, but I do see a couple weaknesses that I think Jiri can actually exploit, and I don't really see that much for Jamahal. I think it's more of that, to be honest. I just don't really see how Jamahal Hill can win this, rather than me seeing Jiri Prochazka winning this. Anyway, let me get into the striking, because the striking, a lot of the breakdowns recently have been, you know, Jamahal Hill, he got caught, and Jiri Prochazka got dominated. That's like half the breakdowns right now for Jiri Prochazka and Jamahal Hill. Anyway, for Jiri Prochazka, his biggest weakness is kicks, okay? Outside of that, he's basically like solid everywhere, okay? His boxing is very, very good, but the kicks are very bad for him, okay? The leg kicks, the head kicks, everything he struggles with a lot. But Jamahal Hill, he's basically a boxer, okay? He doesn't really, his kicks aren't really that good, okay? His leg kicks are not very powerful. And on top of that, his head kicks, I think Jiri Prochazka is going to be able to see that and dodge out the way, okay? If he doesn't, this guy genuinely has the reaction speed of my grandma, bro. Because when you watch Jamahal Hill kick, this guy kicks so slow. Like, they're pretty powerful, but when you were looking at him kick Glover in the head, like, bro, those head kicks were so slow. I think Jiri Prochazka would be able to block that or move out the way, and I think he'd be fine. So I think he's fine in the kicking stuff, and that's basically Jiri's biggest weakness. And Jamahal Hill really can't exploit that. Unless he's been working on his kicks and he just became like Yair Rodriguez in the past couple months. I really don't see that though. So I don't really know what Jamahal Hill is going to be able to do to Jiri Prochazka. Obviously, he's going to be able to tag him up with the boxing. I think he could do that, to be honest. I'll talk about that more later, though. But I think Jamahal Hill's biggest weakness is probably his defense, okay? He leaves a lot of, like, openings, and I think Jiri Prochazka is going to be able to exploit that, okay? Like, especially the one he left open against Alex Pereira. Now, you know, going into the Alex Pereira fight, I really thought that Jamahal Hill would try and fix that one opening he has for like the left hook or right hook or whatever it was, right? You know, I really thought he'd fix that, because like, why wouldn't you? You know, you're fighting a guy with a crazy left hook, like that's his superpower, and you're just not going to cover that up. So I really think that those openings are there to stay, and I think Jiri Prochazka, if he just notices them, especially the one that Alex Pereira was able to exploit when I think it was like a cross or something, and immediately over the top Alex Pereira threw a left hook and knocked Jamahal out cold. I think Jiri Prochazka could really exploit those openings, but it's only if he notices them and if he trains them, which I don't really know if Jiri will. Okay, he has been working on putting his hands up too, Jiri Prochazka has. I don't really know if he's actually going to do that, but hopefully he does, okay? Because Jiri Prochazka's striking is very good, but his issue is just like, it's like blocking. It's so weird. His defense is like fine, but it's like the moment you kick this guy, it's like the leg kicks are open. He doesn't really know how to check them. The head kicks, this guy's grabbing on the leg kicks. It's like, it's really weird for Jiri Prochazka. So I just don't think that Jamahal Hill is going to be able to do much though. But I do think that Jiri Prochazka is going to be able to hit Jamahal Hill pretty hard, okay? And on top of that, when you look at both these guys like power, because I think this is realistically what it's going to come down to, okay? Because skill-wise, I think they're somewhat matched, okay? Which I do think Jiri Prochazka is slightly more skilled, but I think his defense is worse, so it kind of like evens it out. And, you know, kind of similar for Jamahal Hill. Like, I think he's like slightly better with the boxing, but he's just like worse everywhere else, so it kind of evens out for him as well. But I just think it's going to come down to like who has the better chin and the more power, and I just think that guy is Jiri Prochazka, okay? Obviously with the power, I think Jiri Prochazka has more power than Jamahal Hill, okay? Jamahal Hill, I don't think this guy really has crazy power, to be honest. Like, I think he just has average light heavyweight power, and he's just been able to knock people out. I just don't think he has this crazy one-punch KO power, and Jiri Prochazka, he doesn't really have that either, but I think he has more power than Jamahal Hill, and I just think that, you know, if he lands on Jamahal Hill clean, I think he's going to really hurt him bad, okay? But I just don't think Jamahal Hill is going to be able to hit Jiri Prochazka that clean, okay? Like, the way I see this fight going is I see Jamahal Hill maybe winning 1 or 2 rounds, kind of just jabbing up Jiri Prochazka, you know, hitting him, like, not too hard. He's not really doing anything crazy. And then, you know, Jiri's going to start finding more openings as time goes on. That's really how I see this fight going. And I think if Jiri Prochazka hits Jamahal Hill, it's gonna hurt bad. But I just don't think Jamahal Hill is gonna be able to catch Jiri like really bad coming in. Like I just really don't see it. And on top of that, who has the better chin? I think it's obviously Jiri Prochazka. Like I know he just got knocked out, and I think that could change. But like Jiri has a really solid chin, and Jamahal Hill, I think his chin is fine. But I just think Jiri has an insane chin. He just has that like fighting spirit. Okay, he just has some like ghost that controls him in fights, bro. And I just don't really see Jamahal Hill like hurting Jiri bad, okay? And I just really think that's what it comes down to, okay? And I like again, I don't see too much to even like spot in this fight, but I just think that Jiri Prochazka is gonna win. I just think he's the more complete fighter too. I think his grappling is a bit better than Jamahal Hill. So if this does somehow go to the ground, which I really doubt this will, because this guy, this is a really good fight, okay? So yeah, my final prediction would be like Jiri TKO by like round 2 or 3. I don't really see him like knocking out Jamahal Hill clean in the first round. I really think that rounds 2 or 3, it's going to start, like I said, Jamahal Hill is going to be jabbing up Jiri Prochazka. Okay, he's going to be hitting him with the crosses, the combinations. And then eventually, I think he will use a lot of leg kicks as well, by the way. But I just think Jamahal Hill's leg kicks are really not that strong or like fast or anything. I don't think they're going to give Jamahal Hill a big problem. Like Rakic's and Pereira's leg kicks are probably like the hardest in the entire UFC. They hurt bad, okay? So when Jiri Prochazka isn't checking them, they're gonna really sting, and he's not gonna be able to walk, okay? But Jamahal Hill, I don't think he's gonna be hurting Jiri Prochazka that bad to the point where he genuinely is just like wobbling around and he can't even move properly. I don't really see Hill doing that. I just don't think he has the power in his legs. Again, even with the head kicks, I don't think he's gonna be catching Jiri Prochazka with any of them. But Jiri Prochazka, I really see him slowly finding the openings, okay? I think he's gonna maybe not get hurt bad, but I think he's going to lose the first round. Second round, he might lose as well, but I think he's going to be slowly finding more openings. Like Jamahal Hill's going to throw something, and he's going to wobble him bad, and it's just going to keep happening like that. Jiri's going to be landing the big shots, and then somewhere in rounds 2 or 3, I think he's just going to, the one shot that he lands is going to be the one, and Jamahal Hill goes down, Jiri Prochazka TKOs him on the ground. But yeah, that's going to be my entire breakdown for Jiri Prochazka versus Jamahal Hill. Let me know who you're picking, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe. Alright.